Greetings and welcome to another video. As you can see in this video, I'm at the Skin Fair 2023. It's too early. It is 8 a.m. Tuesday, March the 14th. I'm on my first cup of coffee. I've had a couple of sips. So, here at the Skin Fair. Now, I had a quick peruse earlier yesterday, and overall, what I saw was what you expect at a skin fair. Skins and eyes and shapes and additions or accessories. Well, like beards and all skin related cosmetics, nails. What I did not see very much of at all were the gifts. Now, for those of you that are old like me, remember that previous skin fairs had lots of gifts and they were great. But, well, this one, nope, the gifts are pretty hard to come by. Here is the directory here. As you can see, there's quite a bit. There's quite a bit. There are 3 Sims, but just taking a wander around, it's, things that are not really, for me personally, are not, I need to have that right now. I mean, I'll just wait till weekend sale or a store sale or a Black Friday sale, because eventually all these Skin Fair exclusive will be in the shops. Again, this is just my personal opinion. The only thing the Skin Fair serves is to introduce people to a new skin creator. Or, you find a creator, it's like, oh, well, I haven't heard that creator before. What kind of stuff do they have? Let's try a demo. It is not something that you go to find, oh, well, yeah, that's a great deal. The discounts that are running at this particular skin fair are about 20 to 25% off. To me, it looks like that is the standard. If you know what you like when it comes to skins, then you're not really going to be tempted to pay for something unless you know it's for you. If you don't know what you like, then, well, yeah, you are going to be more susceptible to spend lending that perhaps you can't afford to spend. I'm not trying to be overly harsh or overly critical. I'm just being realistic. These ads, they're good ads. They're made well. They probably have been edited, because people do that for ads. And there's a high chance that you could be disappointed. So obviously, always try the demo. Always try the demo.
Please hold for a very important message.
When it comes to skins, what is highly important is your shape, because depending on your shape, that will determine what a particular skin looks like on you. And there's a high chance that no, you won't look like that ad. No. When it comes to skin tone, again, different creators will have different interpretations of skin tones. Creator A might have skin tone that is pale. Creator B might also have a skin tone that is pale, but is actually darker than creator's A skin tone. So again, another reason to try on demos to make sure that's the particular type of pale that you want. When it comes to shapes are a personal preference. If you're old like me, you've had years to perfect your shape. A lot of us that are old, we have created our own shape, because back in the day, well, that's that's what we had. You can make your own shape. You can use a template shape to go by. Those of us that have done it that way, we're used to doing our own shapes. We know how the sliders work. And even with mesh, we've figured out how to adjust to get more of a detail, to get less of a nose line, a nose crease. And those that are newer to Second Life may not understand the concept of slider numbers, or may not understand the concept that if you put it on 100, bigger is not always better. Actually, bigger is never better. Again, some people like to go for more of a realistic shape style, and some people like to go more for what kind of shape they like being in while they're in Second Life. We're all different, all very, very different. Making your own shape, it's not that hard. There's a lot of trial and error. And there's a lot of tutorials on how to make a shape, how to adjust, certain areas of the torso, certain areas of the thighs and arms in order to have a proportional body shape. It seems that the younger people, or people that are relatively new to Second Life, don't understand the concept of body proportion. If you have thighs that are bigger than your head to the point to where you're about 3 avatars wide, that might be a problem. Now, I'm not talking about the chubby avatars. I mean, one can be chubby and still be in proportion. But, you know, having like a gap so wide that you could fit the Tower of London through it, I don't even know why anybody would want to do that. I don't know if it's like style. I don't know if it's just to get attention. I have no idea. But if a person is going to spend a lot of linden just to get attention, I think that's a problem. Because at the end of the day, ooh, sim crossing, ooh, we made it. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to tell a difference to an avatar is you. What is this? Is this a GIF or is it just a demo? Oh, well, look, y'all. You can get a 50 linden skin here and one skin tone. Well, what's a skin tone? What is it? Oh, taupe. Not my tone, man. Not my tone. And you can get a shape, or yeah, it's not cheap. That was from Seven Deadly Skins. So if you make fine adjustments, fine detail adjustments to your avatar, you'll have to point it out to other people. Oh, look what I did. Does it look better? If you have to look something out to people, then it's not worth spending all that money just for the sake for other people to notice that you have to point it out. I mean, if it was like a big difference, a big noticeable difference, then you wouldn't have to point it out. So therefore, it might be worth all the linden you spent. But it would depend on the amount of change, like a total, different skin tone. Yeah, people would notice that. Only the people that you usually hang with, though. Strangers aren't going to notice anything new about you because they're not going to know you from before, whatever you changed. Spending a lot of linden to make strangers notice you enough to realize that you changed something, that's not a good decision. That is not a wise method on how to spend your linden. It's not good. It makes no sense. Now, if you have your SL family or your tribe of friends that you hang out and see every day, then yeah, there's a higher chance of them noticing something different or new about your avatar without you having to point it out. Now, is that a reason to spend money? I mean, to spend a lot of linden on such a change? If they're your friends, then they're really not going to care about what you look like. So why do you feel you have to spend all the lindens in order to impress them? I'm not sure if people really think of think of things in that way when it comes to appearances and Second Life. It's like, are you spending all the linden that you have for the betterment of your own self esteem in your avatar, or on the hope that someone will notice you out from all the other avatars? If you're spending a lot of linden on that hope that you'll be noticed out of all the other avatars of Second Life, I think that's a deeper personal problem. If you spend all the linden on want to stand out and be the best avatar, other people are doing the same thing. So, are you really being unique? Are you really standing out if you're, perhaps buying the same things that you see other people wearing, or, you know, buying things that are not normally your style, but you're buying them because you want to be on trend? You want to be fashionable and up to date with your avatar, which really means up to date as one particular meaning. That simply means to have a mesh avatar. Having a good skin, that could be subjective. If you like the skin you're in, you like the skin you're in, right? If you don't like the skin you're in, you can change that. You can find a skin that you would rather want to be in. That's what demos are for. You try before you buy, and you like before you buy. Second Life is very complex when it comes to individualism and trying to fit in socially, knowing what works for you, knowing what doesn't work for you, copying other people's looks, copying other people's styles. It's all very complex. Some people rather do it their way. Some people say they don't have the creative streak enough to do it their way. So they use that as a justification to copy and look like other people. Personally, I call that just being lazy. Second Life is made up of all sorts of people. It's a great thing. But at the same time, you don't want to lose your own individuality. You don't want to lose your own sense of self style that advances you on a deeper level of your self esteem. Feeling ugly or feeling not included in an avatar amongst other avatars, that's a thing. It's like avatar dysmorphia. Hey there, welcome to the AddIn segment. I want to expand more on avatar dysmorphia. So let's get into it shortly and then we'll return to the video. Ultimately, avatars represent how we want to be seen in a virtual world as Second Life. But in a virtual world like Second Life, if the content focuses more on appearance, it might leave users more susceptible to avatar dysmorphia. Avatars are the main way to present oneself in many virtual world situations. Vulnerable people could feel even more pressure to adjust the way they look in order to feel it'll help them be more included on a social level. As a species, it is difficult to understand why a person does the things they do. They don't want to explain or don't feel as though they need to be an open book for the world to see. But what is easy to understand is that avatar appearance in Second Life can be difficult for a person that either doesn't know who they are already, or doesn't know how to find out who they are, or doesn't care how they feel about themselves. What may matter the most to them is to be the center of attention because it is the only validation for being a human they have ever known. Some people will use their avatars to express their emotional state. Bruises, cuts, and scrapes on their body, words on their faces to display emotions that have no actual words to use to correctly express their feelings. It is upsetting to see a young female avatar with bruises on her face. It makes one wonder if she thinks that is beautiful or is she trying to send out a signal for help? How about the guy that has the word loser on his forehead or a pixel name badge on his shirt that reads, I'm fragile? If these two examples are wanting to fit in with a decent crowd, they are going about it the wrong way. They are more likely to attract the less than favorable types of people that prey on low self esteem, which the aforementioned examples clearly demonstrate. In Second Life, only you can decide how you live your SL. If you want your appearance to be the sole focus of your second life, be prepared for the consequences that might stem from that. Anyone can look perfect and beautiful in a virtual world, or compose their avatar in a way that demands attention and not be in control of where that attention comes. If you create your avatar to look like a five limbed hoe, that is how you'll be judged, despite having a good sense of humor and a wonderful personality. If you create your avatar to represent yourself as a desperate basement boy that hates women but yet wants a girlfriend, that is how you'll be judged. When you create your avatar to represent you, consider that is what people will notice first. I'm not saying to give the people what they want to look at. What I'm saying is to concentrate on feeling comfortable in your own skin for the sake of your sanity. Trying to be what someone else wants or jumping on the latest trend are the first steps on the path to avatar dysmorphia. And now back to the video. I've had that happen. Like there was a time in my second life that I did changes and stuff, and no matter what I did, I didn't feel right. I didn't feel like I was pretty enough in my avatar. Like, I would adjust my shape. I would, uh, adjust my skin tone. And it was just like, I just don't feel like I can fit in. My avatar self esteem was low. And then I learned to get over that. At the end of the day, when you log off, the chances of somebody remembering you is low. And I know that sounds harsh, but I'm just being realistic. You get people that'll hit you up at IM and say, oh, you're so beautiful. And they're not even on the same sim as you, man. So just remember that. Don't beautify your avatar for other people in the hope that someone will notice you. No, beautify your avatar for you because you're the only one that's paying for it. You might as well get your money's worth, and you're better off getting your money's worth for doing what you do to your avatar that benefits your self esteem. I mean, hey, look, if you want to be an avatar that runs around and goes to clubs with like half the dictionary written on their face, if you think that adds value to your self esteem, then by all means, do it. If you want to run around with a body shape that is more questionable than admirable, and if you feel comfortable with that and that's how you roll, man, then you do it. Do it for you. But don't make your avatar an attention getter because one, it will bring the wrong kind of attention. And number two, you're not doing your self esteem any favors. You're just making it harder for yourself. It's just what it is. I understand that some people may not agree with me, and that's okay. That is absolutely fine. I'm just giving my opinion and my oversight on how I look at these particular skin deep issues. That's a good one. Ah, anyway, so yeah, that come on, Sim, come on, we can do it. Come, come. Come on. Uh-oh. Wow, really? What is going on here? What is this? Well, is it there? Yeah, it's there. Well, that's a problem. And it ain't my problem. It's the sim problem. I'm not going to kick my butt trying to get over to the next sim. So, got till the end of the month to visit the rest of it. So, those are just my morning thoughts on the skin affair of 2023. Feel free to drop your opinion or comments below. I do welcome them. I do like to reply to them. And also make sure that you keep up to date with the channel and other SL related things in the community tab. Feel free to comment there as well. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.